Hey guys, Bezrat Hashem, we're going to be studying together a little bit about Jewish prayer. We're specifically going to be looking at the Amidah, or the Shmona Esrei. The Amidah is the standing prayer. It's also known as the Shmona Esrei, the 18, because it has 18 blessings in it originally. Now it has 19, but it's still referred to as the 18 blessings, or the standing prayer. Okay, so yeah, it's a beautiful Jewish prayer. And what we're going to do is I'm learning a book from Rabbi David Aaron called Soul Powered Prayers. Really awesome book. And he's going to take us through each of the 18 blessings, and we'll study them and we'll get to know what they mean. Before we do that, today, or I should say tonight, it's kind of dark outside, we are going to talk about a big picture overview. Why say these 18, 19 blessings at all? What's the point of prayer in general? What are we trying to accomplish with the Amidah in specifically, right? What is it? Kind of thing like that, right? Okay. So, yeah, we're going to look at the Hebrew word for prayer. The Hebrew word for prayer is lehitpalel, which is a reflexive word. Lehit, in Hebrew, lehit, blank, palel in this case, is to do something to ourselves. Right? Lehit labesh is to get myself dressed. Right? Anything like that. Okay. So what we're doing is we're doing something to ourselves. What are we doing to ourselves? Palel. Pe lamed lamed. We're paleling ourselves. That's the definition of Jewish prayer, is to palel oneself. The question is, what does palel mean? Would you like to take a guess? Cool. So Rashi, in the story of Yosef being sold with Yaakov, he explains that the word palel is to fill one's heart or to think the thoughts. Yaakov said, Lo pilalti, I never envisioned, Rashi explains, I never thought that Yaakov saying that I would see Yosef again, that I'd see my son Joseph again. So the word palel, we learn, is to visualize, to cause ourselves to want, to think about something, to desire something, to arouse within our heart something. So what are we doing in prayer? We are paleling ourselves. We are changing our own desire. We are realigning our consciousness. We're shifting our focus. What we're not doing is trying to change God. God doesn't need a change. God's good. God's got this, right? A lot of times people think prayer is about convincing God. You know, I need more money, and God made a mistake. He didn't give me enough money, obviously, for example, and maybe he doesn't know, or maybe he doesn't realize how bad it is, so maybe if I beg him enough, he'll realize it's pretty sucky, and then he'll give me more money, right? Trying to change God's mind or convince God of something is not what we mean when we say prayer, because that would imply that God doesn't know, he's lacking some belief or some knowledge, or it would imply that God is not doing the right thing and he made a mistake, and because he made a mistake, now we need to convince him that he made a mistake and he should change his mind. So prayer is not about changing God, it's about changing ourselves. What are we doing to ourselves? We're changing our will, okay? All right, we're realigning our will. Now, what's so important about shifting our will and kind of changing what we want, right? What's important about that? Why does it matter? Good question, right? So